Welcome to PlayOwnAi, Python for AI Write Coding. We think, review, debug and build systems like an AI architect. Installing Python PyCharm versus code with macOS or OS. It's time to set up your AI coding environment. Goal of this lesson. Let's set up environment and start journey to becoming an AI engineer. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to 1. Install macOS. 2. Configure the Python environment. 3. Verify the Python installation. 4. Install PyCharm Community Edition. 5. Set up your AI coding workspace. 6. Get ready to build your first Python program. Outcome. Your computer will be fully prepared to build AI chatbots, LLM applications, AI agents, and automation projects throughout this course. Bonus. Optional. Versus code setup. If you prefer Visual Studio Code instead of PyCharm, I'll also show you how to. 7. Install Visual Studio Code. 8. Install the Python extension. 9. Configure the Python interpreter. 10. Create and run your first Python program. 11. Choose the right ID for AI development. Outcome. Your computer will be fully prepared to build AI chatbots, LLM applications, AI agents, and automation projects throughout this course. Final goal. You'll be able to use either PyCharm or Versus code to follow every lesson in this course and build AI chatbots, LLM applications, AI agents, and automation projects with confidence. Your mission. Let's set up your AI development environment and take the first step toward becoming an AI engineer. So I'll show you how to install Python on macOS using Homebrew. To get started, let's check if Python is already installed on your Mac by running the command which Python 3. If the return path looks something like this, that means it's the system's default Python version. It is highly recommended to install an independent version of Python for your own usage. The easiest way to install it is by typing the command brew install Python. This will automatically grab the latest version. If you need a specific version, you can use the command brew search Python to see a list of available options. For this tutorial, I'll just go ahead and install the latest one. Once the installation is complete, the terminal will display the directory where Python was installed. You can use this path as a symlink, which essentially acts as a shortcut. Next, try typing the command which Python 3. If it still returns the system's Python path, we need to use the echo command to print out the environment variables currently configured on your machine. If you see that the Homebrew environment variable is already set up, simply close your terminal, open it back up, and check one more time. And there we go. Your Python version is now updated to the one we just installed via Homebrew. If it's still not working, go ahead and run the 2 extra commands I've left in the description below. Now, you can drop into the Python environment by typing Python 3 just to test things out. If you prefer typing just Python for short, but you get a command not found error, go ahead and open up Finder and head over to your home folder. If your hidden files and folders aren't showing, simply press Command-Shift period to reveal them. Look for a file named either zprofile or zarc and open it. You can use the terminal for this, but opening it with text added is super convenient too. Let's add this command, alias python equals python 3. Save the file and close it out. Now if you go back to the terminal and type Python, you'll successfully drop into the Python environment. Let's do a quick math test. Awesome! Python is working perfectly on your Mac. And once Python is installed on your Mac operating system, we are ready to install the PyCharm IDE. To install PyCharm IDE, just open your favorite browser and search for download PyCharm, and the first link, which will appear here, will be from jetbrains.com/PyCharm/download. So I'm going to click on this link. Now here on this JetBrains website, you will see the PyCharm Professional version, which is the paid version. And when you will scroll down, you will also see the community version. This website also recognizes that I'm using the MacBook, so it shows me the option for downloading the DMG file. Now there are two versions of DMG file you can download. If you have a MacBook or Mac operating system which uses Intel processor, then use the first option. If you are using the MacBook or Mac operating system with modern M2 chip, then you can use the Apple Silicon version. So I'm going to select the second version because I have M2 MacBook. So I'm going to click on the second version, which is going to start the download of this DMG file. It's around 556 MB file. So it will take time to download. Just wait for the download to complete. Once this DMG file is downloaded, I'm going to click on this DMG file, and then let me minimize the browser. So to install PyCharm ID on Mac, you just need to drag this PyCharm icon into your Applications folder. This plus green button, and then drop it on the Applications folder, which is going to copy your PyCharm app into your Applications folder. Once that's done, we can just close this window and we can eject this PyCharm C because we don't need it anymore. Once that's installed, we can view the PyCharm ID icon in the Launchpad section. We can also view the PyCharm ID in the Applications folder in the Finder. So I'm going to go to the Applications folder, and here I will be able to see this PyCharm C icon. So let's open this PyCharm ID. I'm going to click on this PyCharm icon, which is going to start the PyCharm ID. For the first time when PyCharm ID start, it's going to show you this kind of window, which says config or installation directory. I don't have any config or installation directory, so I will just choose the second option, which says do not import settings, and then click on OK, and PyCharm ID has been started here. Now in PyCharm ID you have some sections. First section is for the project where you can open or create a new project. You can also customize your PyCharm ID by going into the Customize section. For example, you can change the theme from dark to light or light with light header. I'm going to leave it as dark. You can also change the font size. Also, you can adjust color for red-green vision deficiency. And you can also choose the key map, which is by default is for macOS, but you can also choose from other options here. You also have the option to install the plugins, so PyCharm allows you to install plugins like IdeaWim, CSV Editor, or any other tools which are listed here. Also, PyCharm also have the section for the learning. So let's create a very simple PyCharm project. So I'm going to click on Projects here and then click on New Project. And then I'm going to leave this name as default, which is Python Project. But if you want to change the name of your project, just change it from here. Location will be in your home folder under PyCharm Projects folder. Also, you can select which kind of interpreter you want: Project Virtual End, Based Honda, or Custom Environment. I'm going to leave it as Project Virtual End for now. And also PyCharm recognizes the Python version, which is 3.12 in my case. So I have installed this version. So I can select that version, and PyCharm ID have automatically recognized that location. Then click on Create, which is going to create my project. And once the project is created, you can see this project name here. Then it creates this virtual end file. And then I have the bin directory. And then I have this lib directory. So let's create a Python file. I'm going to click on the project folder name, and then click on New, and then click on Python file here. And then I'm going to name my file as hello.py file. And then press Enter, which is going to create this hello .p by file indent. Then I can just type my Python script. For example, I just want to print something, so I will just write print hello world, for example. And once that's done, I can save my program by pressing Command S. And then to run my program, I have this run hello.p by file. So let me just click on this button, which is going to run my script and print the output. So this is that simple to run your Python script in your PyCharm IDE. So this is how you can download and install PyCharm IDE on your Mac operating system. Show you how you can install and set up Visual Studio Code on your Mac operating system. So let's get started and let's see how we can do it. So first of all, open your favorite browser and search for Versus Code or Visual Studio Code. And the first link which will appear here will be from code.visualstudio.com. So we are going to click on this link and straight away you will see the download button for macOS. So I'm going to click on this link, and once I click on this link, you will see the download of this Visual Studio universal.zip file is going to start. And it's going to download the .zip file for Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to click on this show and find the option which is going to show me this zip file in the Finder under the Downloads folder. So this is the file which we have downloaded, and if you notice, it's a .zip file. So we just need to double click on this file in order to extract this zip file, which is going to extract this Visual Studio Code application binary, right? So you can see the kind is application here. So now the next step is to move this application to our applications folder. So there is this applications folder in our Mac operating system, and all our application which we want to run on macOS should be inside that applications folder. So we are going to open two finders side by side, one for the downloads folder, and let me open one more. So I'm going to right click on this finder and then select applications here, which is going to open my applications folder. You can also click on the Finder option and then select the applications from here, right? So just choose this application, and what we want to do here is we want to move this Visual Studio Code, whose kind is application, which we have extracted, into our applications folder. So let's try to move this. So first of all, I'm going to select this Visual Studio Code application file, and then press Command key on my keyboard if you are not using the mouse, and then drag and drop this into the applications folder. So just drag this icon to the applications folder, which is going to move the Visual Studio Code application from the downloads folder to the applications folder. So once this is moved to the applications folder, we can minimize these to find the windows, and we can click on the apps icon here, and when we click on the apps icon, you will see the Visual Studio Code option here under applications, right? And from here you can just click on the Visual Studio Code, and it's going to start the Visual Studio Code on your Mac operating system. Now when you start Visual Studio Code for the first time, macOS is going to give you this kind of warning, which says Visual Studio Code is an app downloaded from internet. I assure you want to open it. We trust this app, so we are going to click on open, and voila, Visual Studio Code is now opened on your Mac operating system. And you can start using Visual Studio Code from now on. So here default interface for Visual Studio Code looks like this, right? Now on top right corner you will see few options. So here when you click on this customize layout, you will be able to customize your layout. But we will start from these three options on the right. So first of all, I am going to click on this option. It's going to open this kind of for chat window. And using this chat window, you can use the AI assistant to assist you in your coding journey, right? You need to configure some LMs, for example, in your case, if you want to use some specialized LMs,
But once you are done with those configurations, then you can use this chat to create some apps in your Visual Studio Code, right? So this is really nice feature. So when I click on this settings option under the chat, you can see custom agents, prompt, files, chat instruction, and then other LLMs related or AIA agent related configurations, right? So when I click on custom AI agent, you can create a custom AI agent and then add it to your chat, and that AI agent is going to assist you, right? So for now, I'm going to just collapse it, and then there is this toggle panel, which is going to open this kind of panel. So here at the bottom, you will see problems, tab, output, tab, debug, tab, and terminal similar to your normal terminal, similar to your macOS terminal, and you will also see some ports here. If you want to pop forward some ports, you will be able to do it from here. Let me just toggle this also once again. And then you have this toggle primary sidebar, which is going to show you what you have opened. So in my case, this darker folder is open, and that's why I see this darker related file. So if I want to close this folder, I can click on File, and then select Close Folder, and that folder will be closed. And once again, when I click on this menu, you will see Open a Folder and then Clone a Repository, right? So these are few options. You can also use this customized layout, which will help you to customize your layout on your Visual Studio Code, right? Now on the left-hand side, you can see few options. First option is for this Explorer, and I already explained from here. You can open a folder, or you can clone a repository. So you have the search option, using which you can search inside your file within your project. And then you can even replace those keywords or sentences using this search and replace feature. Here under the version control or source control icon, you will be able to see, once you have cloned a repository, some more get-related options. So for example, if you have made some changes into your Get repository, then this section is going to show you the changes, and then it will also help you to see the difference in your commits and all the Get-related features, right? You also have the debug section, so if you want to run your code and debug your code, you can do it via this option. Now when you click on this extension section, you will see what are the extensions which are installed. So if you are installing Visual Studio Code for the first time, you will see under Install, there is no extension, but you will also see the popular extension. For example, if you want to develop Python-related script in your Visual Studio Code, there is this extension for Python and any. Then if you want to code C or C, you have extension related to that, and any language which you want to develop, there will be an extension for that in Visual Studio Code, because till now, at the time of making this video, Visual Studio Code is the most used IDE or editor, whatever you want to call it, in the developer community. And then you also have your recommended options like container. And then all those options are available here, right? So you can install those plugins depending on what language you develop or what tool you want to use with Visual Studio Code. And it will help you to make your development journey really simple. Let me close this Visual Studio Code editor for now, and then I am going to open the terminal. So I am going to click on the Spotlight search and then search for terminal and then click on this terminal. So when I give this code command here and then press enter, and if it gives you this kind of message which says "Yesh command not found code right," this is normal when you install Visual Studio Code for the first time. Now when you install Visual Studio Code for the first time, then this code command is very useful in some cases when you want to use the terminal and when you want to use code command to open any folder, or there are many other flags which are available so that you can use the code command with the terminal to interact with the Visual Studio Code, right? Let me just exit or quit from here, and if this code command is not working on the terminal, We can just close this terminal for now and then quit from the terminal, right click and quit. And let's open the Visual Studio Code once again, and once Visual Studio Code opens, you just need to press Command-Shift-P keys on your keyboard, right? So press Command-Shift-P, which is going to open this kind of interface. And then here you just need to search for shell command option. So just type shell command here, and you will see two options. One is uninstall code command from path. Other is install code command in path. So we are going to use these commands one by one. So first, in order to just uninstall the stale version of code command, if you have previously installed different version of code or something like this, we can run this command, which is uninstall code command from path, and then click on OK. And once that's done, we are going to once again press Command Shift P and then search for shell command option. And then this time, once you have ran this command uninstall, then this time we are going to run the install code command in path. So just select this second option, and then it's going to give you this warning which says code will now prompt with this. So I'm going to click on OK, which is going to ask me to provide my macOS password, which I used to log into my Mac operating system. And then I'm going to click on OK, and it says shell command code successfully installed in path. Once that's done, I can minimize this Visual Studio Code and open the terminal once again. And this time when I give this code command, it's going to open Visual Studio Code for me. Right, this is one of the utility. Let's say I want to open some folder using Visual Studio Code, and I want to use the terminal. So I have some code-related stuff in my Documents folders. I'm going to CD into my Documents folder. So just write CD Documents, and then press Enter, and then give this ls command to list all the folders inside your Documents folder. I have all these folders here. I want to go inside the Samples folders. I'm going to CD into the Samples folders. Just write CD Samples. This is the sample folder, right? So I want to CD inside the Samples folder. And then from here, when I run the code, space dot command, it's going to open the sample folder in Visual Studio Code, right? So you can see it has opened the sample folder in Visual Studio Code. And this sample folder have some Python script and Python related stuff, right? So it has opened that folder for me, and I will be able to see all my files inside the folder, and this is the Python related file. So you can see Visual Studio Code recognizes that it's a Python script, and it's going to also recommend me to install the Python extension. So when I search for Python here, I will be able to install this extension and this extension. So it's going to help me with the things like intelligence debugging, linting formatting, refactoring, and other things. Right, you can see the description here. So you can install those extensions and then see the magic. So this is how you can install and set up Visual Studio Code on your Mac operating system. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.
Support line? Get assist? Stuck anywhere or feeling overwhelmed? No worries. Check the links in the description or leave a comment below. I personally reply whenever I can. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Python, AI, and automation tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep building.